Hello and welcome for the race highlights of last round, round 4 in Season 2 at Laguna Seca, the WeatherTech Raceway. After an exciting qualifying, we have a front row lockout for mission winner Grazie Ragazzi with Yugos, then Milos. Tipsy with an outstanding P3, Alexander Carstens in P4, Novak P5, alongside championship leader Chumley. P7 is Veltman, P8 is Ruben van den Hudding. Let's look at the start of this race. Yugos on the inside, Milos on the outside, the 54 car. And behind them, Novak already gets between Tipsy and Karsten, and he has got off to a really good start, so it looks like he's going to win a position here. And slotting in is Milos. Now Chumley for P6, and we're going to see them much through this race, and there's almost contact on this uphill corner. Turn 6, I think it is. Smaltino and Bans, the two teammates at Underpowered Racing, run side by side, and Bans gets past. Now, end of lap 1, and it's the revenge of Karsten. There's a little bit of bumping going on, little bonk, and Chumley has to slot in behind. So relatively clean lap 1. Lap 2, and this is Chikeka on Davy Breeman, and this is for P18. So the Big Ben Racing Bentley goes through, and it is P18, and now he finds himself behind Jack Bedell. He's going to look to the inside, but he makes contact with the Aston Martin, and that sends him off the road. Jack Bedell has to collect the car here. Up front, Tipsy in P3, hunted down by that big Boatley of Novak, and he makes a mistake down the corkscrew that puts him at the mercy of Novak. He stays out of Van den Hudding there. This is me under attack from René Bonn. We have had some funny fights in the past, and I was certainly on the edge of my seat when that happened because I was scared, but it was a safe move, and we move on. Lap 3, and this is Bans' teammate, Smaltino. You can see me up front and Bans as well, so this is where he was at this point, but then he makes a mistake. P11, and after the spin, he will be in P22. Going on lap 3 then. This is Tipsy in P4, and the corkscrew catches out yet another driver, or yet Tipsy once again, so he really doesn't like that corner. Demotes him to P10, behind the best of the rest. Q, lap 5. This is Light Cruise, aka Ruben van den Hudding, and he catches the grass. This ain't grass, Chief. This is gravel, and it is hard to catch your car on gravel, and he fails to do so. Another driver who fails to catch his car on gravel is Milos Martica, aka Curse, who makes a big mistake, and now Novak is going to come for him for the corkscrew. He goes to the gravel on the inside, into the corkscrew. He's well ahead, so he's got that one done, and it is P2, and now he's got his eyes set on Yugos, who is, at this point, well up the road. Milos slots in P3 and has to try and do damage limitation from here. Lap 9, and we are once again back with our protagonist in red, as he absolutely munches that curb, and it sends him flying. Not every sausage is meant to be eaten, and this one certainly wasn't, as it sends him off track. Karsten going into the podium positions for P3. And lap 10, the inevitable happens. We've been talking about it in voice chat all race. No way he was going to keep it on track without any practice, and there the Porsche fan spins and sends him out of the race. Now I make a mistake, that's the gravel. Plenty of drivers have done that before, and Tipsy sees that and goes for the move. Puts himself ahead of myself, chasing down his teammate, and here's a big crash. That's Clara and Chikeka, and there we see Milos in the background, and he completely punts it to Chikeka, and then absolutely screws his car up. There through go Chumley, Karsten, and Veld, and he slots in ahead of myself, and that means we have to... Oh, this is Yugos! Never mind, this is Milos, and Yugos was 10 seconds up the road from Novak, makes a big mistake, and this is where he loses the race lead. This was a safe one, and then he does it again! Novak goes through, and this is the victory served on a silver platter for the Slovenian driver. And now with that big damage, Milos is falling down the order very, very much, and I can go through safely for P7. And the troubles for Yugos. I mean, Yugos did put in real effort at the end, but it wasn't enough, so Novak wins from Yugos here at Laguna Seca in California. And here are your results. It's Novak ahead of Yugos, then Chumley, Alexander Carsten, first drive as a full-timer, P4, brilliant job, Veld in P5, and then it's me in P6, Milos finishes P7. Here are the point standings. Chumley leads this round by 3 points out of Novak, then Yugos in P3, who has thrown it away, Ruben in P4. And for the team standings, Vision winner Garcia Grazi barely takes the win from the lead from Barrel Roll Racing out of Big Ben Racing.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Assetto Corsa Competizione round 5 of season 2 here in Misano World Circuit. I am It's Triton and we have got a championship fight on our hands here halfway through the season, or as we have reached the halfway mark for season 2 here, as quali is just under halfway over now. We have Hugo continuing his form on pole position with Tim Novak behind, still chasing down after finessing basically last week's win from Hugo after that very, very catastrophic mistake through corkscrew in Laguna Seca. So right now he is just barely on pole, with actually fittingly right ahead, getting chased down in this quali session by Tim Novak, Nico Veldman in P3, Sam Chumley, our championship leader, in P4 right now, with Hugo's teammate Milos Martica in P5. So I am going to actually be the one doing the hot lap today, because I'm going to do it live since we don't have a recorded one prepared, unfortunately, but that is okay because I have just got to get, I think I'll do it from, yeah, I'll do it from here. So I have that prepped. But in the meantime, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on the stream, follow the EGL channel, or subscribe to the EGL channel. Check out the vlogs if you want to catch up on all that has been happening in Assetto Corsa Competizione, or if you want to be prepped for F1 2020. But let's ride on board here with a lap of the Misano World Circuit with Hugo, one of our championship protagonists here. So coming up to turn 1, braking at the 100 meter, I think, no, at the 50 meter, as he's a little bit slidey there. Yeah, no, that's not happening. So we'll find somebody else here. We gotta find, I figured this would be an issue. I gotta find somebody doing a lap here. So let's see, is Christian going to be doing one? I think, no, he's not. Yeah, I gotta find somebody here who's going to be on a lap, I think. Oh, that's not it. Maybe try and see. We'll keep an eye on Milos, because he's gonna be doing one, yeah, so he'll be our choice. But while we wait for him to do his out lap, let's make sure the stream is all okay. If there's any issues, let me know, please. Sound, microphone settings, anything like that. I'm gonna be trying to do my best here to make this work. So let's talk about the track for a bit while we're here. Misano is a relatively interesting track. It's one of my one of the tracks I'm a little bit less familiar with, especially with the GT car. I've not really done much running on it for personally, and I've only done really just like F1 laps on it, like just to test things for AC, or base AC as a mod, so, or in the mod I should say. But from what I have seen, this is a pretty interesting track here, because I think not going to be much option for overtake, I don't think, or for overtaking, but we do have some very unique corners here that kind of flow into each other that you're going to see. So I'm going to do my best to commentate this lap here as Milos prepares himself for a flying lap here of the Misano World Circuit here, trying to go as good as he can onto the start finish straight. He can run a bit wide there on that curb as he comes down. I believe this is the pilot straight or something it's called. But yes, as we saw near the 50 meter, before the 50 meter, hit the apex nicely there for turn 1 into turn 2. Brake, downshift once. Now carry a little bit of speed here. Don't try and take it too hard, otherwise you're going to lose the rear end there. Coming up to turn 3 or turn 4, I believe. Nice and easy, and it's going to turn right into another corner here, flowing into each other, and again onto what is sort of a little back straight here. And now just kind of get a breather here for the next middle sector here. As we kind of reach a curve here, you're going to want to take the apex and then get the exit here, because it widens on the exit there, as you can see. And now coming up into another section where the apex turns into the braking zone here. So as you see, he reaches the apex, hits the brakes again, and then turns in again and tries to get it widened. As it widens again on the exit there, tries to get it straightened out now onto another flat out sector here, or another straight sort of thing here, but not going to be taking this flat. I don't think it is. He is going to take that little kink flat, and going to be doing this kink as well flat, but then hit the brakes as the curve ends, hit the apex there nicely, and then again on the brakes as another corner appears. So corner after corner here at Misano World Circuit. And now into the final parts here, the last two corners. Going to be taking this, just a little lift off there for Milos here as he comes up to the final corner. As the curb starts, hit the brakes, turn in now nicely, get the apex, run on the curb there to maximize your corner exit speed. And that is a lap of the Misano World Circuit, and that puts Milos P2. So, very good lap there from him so far, and I think he's going to go again. Has enough fuel to keep going, so that is a roller coaster of a lap, as you can see. As we have a Nissan, we have two Nissans, I think. Finally, I've been saying that there are no Nissans here. It's I believe, yes, these two new drivers here. I believe they're what is it, reserves? As we're right here with Tim Crucifer, one of our more improved drivers from before for Knight Rider Racing. So that is a Wilk and Belascu. I'm gonna try and find the names, because I like to have a first name reference here. Damien Wilk, okay, and the beautifully colored Nissan there. And let's see where his teammate is. Oh dear. That is Michal Belascu. So both in different livery Nissans. I think they're different teams. So sorry for I think there was a screen freeze there for my frame rate, but all okay so far it seems on the stream. So right now we have quite the queue here as the qualifying is reaching its end phase, and we will be getting into the race soon. So right now Hugo sitting on a 33.9 as our provisional pole time, as Chumley goes very wide there. I don't know if that's invalid, but 4 wheels off, I don't think he really gained much there. I'm not certain, or he's just doing his out lap actually. Who knows? As I believe, yeah, that's Blinda Vink there, and the Porsche behind. Yeah, Chumley is coming into the pits. So the championship leader gonna try and go for one final shoot there. Try and see Pedro Costa giving his teammate Pedro Costa giving Timo quite the run, or quite the tow there. And I think Timo is going to be lifting off, as behind that is I think that's Tim Novak. Let's see what Hugo can do here. Last time out he was or he didn't do a lap, I don't think, last time out, but let's see what he can manage here. So we'll try this onboard camera here with him, I think, for a bit, because gives us a view as to of his steering angles and his ABS and traction control settings through the corners. So you're gonna, I'm kind of learning how they do this, as Tim Novak in the meantime has put it on the front row, but still 2/10 off of pole position. It gives you an idea of how, or I'm trying to get an idea of how people decide to choose their ABS, which corners they change it for, which corners they change the traction control for, kind of like how you do the diff and the brake bias in an F1 car, similar, which you also do. You also manage the brake bias in pretty much any car, I think, depending. So let's see how Hugo approaches this lap. He's approaching the end here, I think. I don't know if this was a flying lap or not, but he is looking very good at the moment for pole position. So unless Tim Novak or his teammate Milos Martika can catch him, or even Nico Veldman, who's sitting in a very good P4 at the moment, ahead of Alex Karsten, who's kind of made a show for himself suddenly coming up the field. I haven't really noticed him much until last weekend, or last race week in Laguna, where he was doing a brilliant job fighting with Chumley, I believe, and Nico. So let's see. Hugo did not improve there, so I think he's still going for another lap. But in the meantime, he is still trying to ring his Ferrari around the Misano World Circuit. This is, of course, an Italian track, so Ferrari are going to want to show in one of their home races, as the quali session is going to be over. So Timo is into the pits, Antoine Olive, another reserve we have, Pintado is into the pits as well, Pedro Costa into the pits as well, and Davy Bremen as well as Mearsman and Wilk. So Tim Novak right now, right behind him again, right behind Hugo again, as the checkered flag is being waved. Hugo is backing off, so Tim Novak has one last shot at this. Let's see what he can do from the onboard here as he rings the Bentley around the Misano World Circuit again. As the curb ends there, yeah, hits the brakes late and turns in aggressive on the curbs, and very aggressive there. That's not going to be a good line through. Yeah, that is compromising his run onto the last two corners there, so he's going to lose some time from that, as yeah, that's over. Yeah, cuts the corner there, and that is not going to be pole position. Milos is also backed off Alex Karsten. See what he can do on his final run here. I think he got over the line, yeah, so 34.2 last time out. Let's see if he can gain a few extra tenths here and get onto pole position. He has been very fast in that McLaren, as Blinda Vink is right behind him as well. Tipsy as well, trying a last-ditch effort here in P10. Christian Stryker, meanwhile, jumps Tim Novak and puts it into P2 in the Audi on his return back. I have not seen him since, I believe, race 1, of course, because I did not get to commentate a couple rounds. He has been away, I know, as well. But that is a very brilliant showing for him on his return back to the grid here after a little break here. But Karsten now coming across the final corner, spots his braking zone and turn-in point nicely, runs wide to get the exit, of course, crossing the line now. Is it going to be an improvement? It is P2 for Alex Karsten, just barely misses pole position, as sorry for the language there you're seeing from the chat, but I made the mistake again, my bad. I paused the game, but actually I'm gonna take advantage here. I'll get back in control. So that is our grid. Hugo takes pole position. Karsten will take P2 ahead of Christian Stryker in the Audi. Tim Novak P4. I believe Milos and Nico Veldman on the third row behind them. And as soon as I believe 30 seconds, I'll be able to get control of it. Sorry. So let's examine let's actually take the opportunity here to show the calendar. So one of our graphics made by our lovely Assetto Corsa Competizione Council members, as they are known as. Shout outs to all the guys in there for giving us all these graphics and videos for the stream, and the loading screen, the highlights, all that stuff, and the track intros. So we've gone through 4 rounds here. We are on round 5 in Misano, and the second part of the season will begin next week on the 20th of July in Kailami, South Africa, for our second DLC track, I believe. So Kailami, one of the more interesting circuits. Be sure to tune in for that. Zandvoort after that in the Netherlands, and then we're gonna go to the mighty Spa-Francorchamps, and where the final 2 rounds will go to Oceania in my true home country, as I am Aussie born, in Mount Panorama, Australia, for Bathurst, and then Suzuka to cap it off. So, am I not able to take control yet? Okay. I believe I just gotta wait a bit. Just gotta wait, I think. Or do I return to garage? Yeah, here we go. There we go. So, here's our grid now. So, yeah, Milos and Veldman there in the third row, Vanden Hutting, and our championship leader, Sam Chumley, P8, so not the greatest quality session for him. Timo and Tipsy, 9th and 10th there in the back. So, keep an eye out on the formation lap here as Hugo gets it going here. Gonna need a warm-up here. Alex Karsten is going to be gunning for him. Tim Novak, our race winner for the last 2 rounds now, gonna be wanting to try and take that championship lead from Sam Chumley. There's a 3-way fight here, of course, and Nico Veldman is in that as well, as we are go here in the Misano World Circuit for round 5 of 2SRL ACC. Good start from Alex Karsten. He has got the inside line here, tries to send it up, but not having anything of it. here as Tipsy gets a drive-through penalty for jumping the start, so that is an awful start already as Hugo holds the lead. Christian Stryker falls back, so Tim Novak up in a P3 as down the inside goes Alex Karsten. And Tim Novak trying to have a look. Hugo loses out 2 positions, and there's contact there, and Tim Novak spins Alex Karsten around, and that is a horrible start there for our front row starter there, and big disaster as well, as Tim Novak might end up taking a penalty for that, which is really disappointing for Alex Karsten. A brilliant qualifying. Now he is in the back of the grid, and now Christian Stryker trying to find his way around. Van den Hutting getting a good start there. Chumley and Veldman fighting it out there in the back. As oh, there's more contact there. That's Clara and I think that's Jack Mills, or no, Marius Torres making contact in the back. So disaster for these guys as well. So meanwhile, oh dear, as Karsten trying to make up more ground, outbreaks himself there in the back. So all sorts of mayhem going on here in Misano. Let's go back up to the front here. Veldman on the inside of his teammate Tipsy Bob. Now Blindevink trying to have a look as well, as they both run wide there. So Chumley getting ahead of Veldman, making a good start there. Van den Hutting making a good start as well. So Tipsy's going to have to make up a lot of ground here because he has that drive-through penalty. So disaster for him. But Christian Stryker right now sitting in P3, going to be holding on to the inside of the Audi, or of the Bentley, I mean of Tim Novak. So Hugo meanwhile starting to extend this gap, trying to find his way past, or trying to find his way ahead of the grid here. Christian Stryker holding it on in 3rd place. Van den Hutting is on his tail. Chumley is on his tail though, for the Audi, so for both Audis in this case. So meanwhile, Milos having an abysmal start. He's fallen down to P10 behind Timo Brown, our defending champion, of course. So not the start that he wants here, while his teammate is sitting in P1. Tipsy still in P7, having a good start, but that's still not going to help him with that drive-through penalty, so he's going to try and extend this a bit. I think it's probably for the best. Chumley all over the rear diffuser of Van den Hutting here, trying to find his way through. So Tim Novak holding his own, still on the back of Hugo. We're trying to resume the fight they had last weekend out. This time, let's see if Hugo will be able to hold it and not crack under the pressure as he did last time. It was looking comfortable, but then it came all to blows on one corner. So let's see what can happen. It's all one mistake can be the difference between these cars. Of course, we have yellow still in the back, so something has happened there. Let's see. Okay, Milos running a bit wide there. Timo running a bit wide there, and Milos getting the move down on him as Krusevar down the inside of Bremen and loses it to Ansi, I think there. So quite disappointing for him, as Rene Bon, our admin in P19. Where's Karsten? Karsten right on the back of Davy Bremen, trying to find his way through after the front row start. It was looking like a dream start, but then damage now on the side, I mean there. And looking very, very racy though, like he wants to get on with it. Marius Torres exiting the pits there as Karsten and Bremen go wheel to wheel through turn 2 and now into turn 3 of Misano. Yeah, of course we know it's Misano. I'm kind of stumbling for my words here. Krusevar and Rene Bon in the background there going wheel to wheel as well. So in the back we have some fights going on. Rene has damage on the side pod there as well, or on the side of his car, I mean. So Krusevar not finding a way through. Karsten not finding a way through either. So let's go back up front here. See what is going on here with the leaders. Tim Novak trying to pressurize Hugo for the race lead. But I think there is going to be a penalty coming Tim Novak's way from the stewards. I wish I had a replay function, because from that angle it did look like he had enough space and was behind. So it's just an unfortunate incident. Of course, never any intention, because in racing things can happen in a split moment. You can never really figure it out. And I know Tim Novak is a very strong and gifted racer, so I know that he is not necessarily one to make mistakes like that very often. So let's see now. As you can see, he is all over the back of Hugo, last year's vice champion, and now he's sitting P2 again in the championship this year, but very close to taking the championship lead. And as it stands, I think he will take the championship lead over both of them. And Hugo and Chumley is going to lose his championship lead as it stands, as Tipsy enters the pits to serve his drive-through penalty. So disaster for him. Meanwhile, Jack Mills sitting in the back of Marius Torres, both Nissans, sitting here as well, trying to find some pace. Chris Barr getting past Smearsman there, or falling behind, I mean, Rene Bon, so Bremen falling behind Karsten, so we'll have to see where these guys start showing up. As, hi Joel. Oh, that's unfortunate. Lap 1 crash for him in F1 in a lobby there. But at least the pace might be looking good for you. That's good that you're in P1. So meanwhile, right now, Bandit Hudding trying to catch back up to Christian Stryker, who's 1.6 seconds behind Tim Novak, driving a very good race at the moment, the Danish driver. So let's see if he's able to hold it still. So I don't believe, yes, brother was not here. Ollie Stryker not racing today and hasn't raced in a while. So good to see one of them back at least. Another Audi for the grid. So a lot more variance this year. Last year was like 5 Bentleys, 5 teams of Bentleys, all in the fight in the beginning. And now I believe the only Aston Martin right now. The Aston Martin of Nico Veldman and Tipsy Bob seems to be the only Aston Martin team there is now. So we got cheers for Tipsy in the crowd here as well. I do not see his #1 supporter in the crowd yet though, so that's unfortunate. But she'll be here soon enough, I'm sure. But Tipsy right now not having the best race, unfortunately, due to that drive-through penalty. So let's see what Bandit Hudding can do here on the back of the other sister Audi of Christian Stryker, all over the rear of him here as we ride on board. Let's see what he can do in the slipstream. Is he going to have a look down the inside here? He's going to think about it, but not go for it here. And just kind of try and put him offline, but kind of works here as he does get a better exit there because Christian does go a little bit wide. Now here's Bandit Hudding trying to go down around the outside here of the double corner, but Christian holding it on. But can Bandit Hudding feed it around there? No, he can't. That's very good defensive driving from Christian Stryker, as Chumley and Veldman are going to be trying to get into this fight, as well as behind that of Blinde Vink driving a very good P7 right now. Milos Martika on the back of him, as Timo Brown is also on the back of him. So let's see what can happen here as Milos tries to find his way down the inside of the corner, the double corner here, as well as, oh, there's contact there. That's put him off there. He's gonna get that position back, but there's damage as well. More damage to both of them again. More banging, guys. Come on. I mean, gotta get more space than that, guys, as they go wheel to wheel through the final 2 corners here. As that is very close. Yeah, you gotta be more patient than that, you guys, as Antoine Olive and Pedro Costa are gonna be in this fight as well. Timo not gonna be wanting to get held up by these two, probably thinking he has more pace than that. As, oh dear, come on, that is I don't know. I think that's 2. I think that's 1 move. That's very close though. Very aggressive driving from both of these guys now. As keep an eye out here, make sure nothing is happening here. As another run here for Bandit Hudding onto the second straight here, trying to get his way past Christian Stryker. Is he gonna have a look this time? Pulls to the inside. Christian Stryker holds his own though, and does not fall for the prey of that switchback move. But now again, Bandit Hudding trying to get a good enough exit here, and it seems like his traction out of the corners is good, but not enough to get the move done here. Meanwhile, Milos still unable to find a way past Blinde Vink as Timo runs a bit wide there out of, I believe that's turn 5 or 6, I'm forgetting the numbers. Milos, no, yeah, I know. Struggling a bit here behind Blinde Vink. So, Chumley, meanwhile, is pulling a gap here between Veldman and him, but not really able to catch up to the back of Bandit Hudding and Christian Stryker, who are driving very well in the Audis right now. But up front, Tim Novak trying to have a look at Hugo for the lead of this race. So, trying his best to find a gap, or trying to get a good run here, but this might be it. Let's see the straight line speed of that Bentley, and if it is any good enough against the Ferrari of Hugo, but not enough in this time. So, into turn 1 he goes, into turn 2 as well, trying to feed the car through these twisty corners of Misano that feed into each other one after another. So a very technical track here, challenging the drivers to spot their braking and turn-in points as good as they possibly can, while getting a good exit as the corners widen out on the exit, as you can see. So run wide, get the exit as Christian runs very wide, a bit too wide. Chumley as well. That might compromise his exit, but he still keeps ahead for the time being. Is Van den Hutting going to have a look here into the next corner here? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not really good with the corner numbers here. But so far we have exciting round racing here as Blindevink might have made a mistake there. Milos goes down the inside of him. But is he going to get the switch back here? Comes back at him. But now Milos does have the inside line, but not a good enough run here against the Porsche. But is he going to have a look? Yeah, no, he might actually have a look down the inside, but backs out of it. So these two going for it here, as well as Milos gets a very poor run. Timo now finding his way through. So all sorts of chaos here. Look how many cars we have in the background here. As Blindevink trying to come back at him, as we have 3 wide almost for these corners. Milos trying to get ahead now. Timo gets ahead. Is Costa, and then going in. Oh, that's contact there. I think that was desync though. I didn't see anything as Blindevink loses a handful of positions there. Bas Kessel as well getting ahead now. So there's all sorts of mayhem going on here. Timo gets ahead and is going to make a break for it. But look at the gap he's got now. As I think, yeah, that's Jack Mills into the pits to retire. As Veldman still trying to find his way past Chumley. Ooh, getting very close there, the two of them. So we have a very exciting race here in Misano. We're 12 minutes in and there's been all sorts of carnage and mayhem and fighting going on here. So I hope you guys are enjoying this one. Chad, Timo, indeed, I agree. This is going on. This is going to be a very good fight here. But now we have another 4-way fight here still. Let's see if Van den Hutting can get the run here. And we have a fight for the lead here. Tim Novak unable to get anything here. Christian Stryker still holding on. Chumley and Veldman all holding on as Milos and Timo both go very wide for this back straight here. Let's see if Timo can get a move done here. Not able to do it. They both have made a big gap now already to Antoine Olive, Blindevink, and Karsten actually is catching back up. Look at the ground he has made up from the back here already. So very fast paced for the Dutch driver. His teammate up front here as Costa makes a bit of a mistake and runs, I think, into the back of Antoine Olive. So that is very unfortunate for them. All sorts of carnage going on here, man. I cannot believe this. So Timo and Milos fighting it out here. And let's see who's going to come out on top of this one. But there's a big gap now between these 4 fighting for the podium position of P3. Let's see. Oh, Tim Novak actually does get the move, and I missed it because there's so much to follow. Does get the move on Hugo, so looking very fast. But like I said, I think the stewards might want to have a word with him from lap 1. So we'll have to see how this pans out. See who is going to make the most of this scenario. I think Hugo is still got the pace to fight this, but Tim Novak has looked very fast indeed. Got a lag spike, I believe, he said in the chat earlier, which messed up his lap. So let's see if Hugo is able to keep up with him. So meanwhile, Christian holding a gap here. Nico Veldman trying to find his way past Chumley, who is also Nico is also in this fight as well for the championship. He is P4 and not too far off the back of these guys. Any good result would be a very good surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one for Nico Veldman. So Timo, meanwhile, still holding off the fight from Milos. Blindevink now under pressure from Karsten. So he's got a lot of damage on the car there. I don't know if that's major damage, but it is possibly going to affect his car's Striker, is that it? Not Striker, Striker. Okay, I'm gonna try my best with that, but meanwhile, let's keep an eye on the fight. Yeah, tell me if I pronounce it. It's Streaker or Striker? I'm sure it's not Striker. It's Streaker. Oh no, that is going to be it there. Milos gets a drive-through penalty, probably for track limits. I've seen him extend quite a bit. Striker. Okay, thank you. So that's going to be the end of it for him. Yeah, as he dives into the pits now to quickly serve that. So very unfortunate. He does have a gap, so let's see what he can do from that. So Timo is now going to be under a little bit less pressure as he tries to claw his way back up to Nico Veldman. And this gaggle of cars here for P3, the fight for P3 here, because this could be anyone's. So we're going to keep an eye on this for a bit. I'm going to try and keep an eye out on anything in the back here as well. See the gaps there. Karsten on the back of Blindevink still. Christian Stryker gets a bit wide there. Yeah, sorry for the names. I'm trying my best here. But yeah, It's gotta have people correcting it. So, Stricker, yes, Stricker, yeah. So, Van Hudding is still on his tail. I know, I'm not. Veldman having a look at Chumley, trying to go down the inside here, gets a very good run, but that's not going to be enough there because Chumley holding his own there and defending very well indeed. So Hugo still holding on to Tim Novak here. Now our new leader of the race, who made a bit of contact with this man here, Alex Karsten, who's on the back of Blinda Vink here, as he pulls to the inside. Now gets a very good run, coming up to the double blind, or not blind, but double right-hander here. Going to be spotting his braking zone, and he's already ahead before the braking zone. So very good move from him up into P8. And now going to be charging after the sister McLaren of the defending champion, Timo Brown. As Rene Bon now from the back is coming up on these guys. So we still have a handful of runners here. 23 drivers remaining. So I believe there was 24 or so. 23, I'm forgetting. I think something like that. As Rene runs a bit wide. So Karsten, very good recovery drive from him so far. He was at the back of the grid, and look at that, already up in a P8. So doing a fantastic job getting up the order here. So four-way fight continues here though, as all four of these guys are right within each other. Let's see if Van den Hudding can have a look at Stricker. Not able to do it here. Chumley not able to do it there, and Veldman not able to do it there. So we have a gaggle here of four cars still at it, and in the background there, Hugo still unable to find his way past Tim Novak, but can he get the run here? Let's see the straight line speed of the Ferrari, or in the slipstream of the Ferrari behind that diffuser of the Bentley. Looks to be not too bad here as he is catching in the toe. Let's see if he will make the move here. Can he get the move done here around the outside? Not going to be able to do it there, as they both go wide, and oh, that is nearly chaos there for both of them. Okay, so Hugo catching it luckily, but Tim Novak now compromised. They both side swipes him there, claiming the racing line there as they approach the start-finish straights. So this is getting very, very aggressive here between the two of them on the pilot straight now, or pilot. I'm forgetting what it's called. If somebody in the chat knows, they can tell me. Okay, we might actually get a run here from Van den Hudding, but don't think anything happening there at the moment. As actually there is Stricker getting a poor run, and now Van den Hudding trying to feed around the outside of turn 3, which is going to turn into turn 4 soon here, as Christian claims back the racing line. He falls back behind him, and Chumley as well has to fall back behind as they're very close within each other. This is absolutely brilliant racing we are seeing here. As I hope the chat is enjoying this, because as Kennedy Chikeka has a directed penalty as well, I think, for exceeding track limits. Now Chumley trying to have a look at Van den Hudding, but unable to do it there. Van den Hudding trying to find his way past as fast as Christian Stricker, but not able to do it there. Chumley having a look now again, but Veldman might take advantage here. He's not going to be doing it here, so it's kind of I don't want to say the term. I was going to use an Anglo-Saxon term there, but or not an Anglo-Saxon term, but maybe a not appropriate term here. But right now Hugo is pressurizing Tim Novak all over the rear of the Bentley, trying to find his way through. Goes very wide there and makes a bit of a mistake. So you can see how hard he is pushing to get that lead. So we'll have to see. I don't know what the stewards are going to say after the race as well. I'm fairly certain that's going to be under investigation, what happened there between Tim Novak and Karsten. So we'll have to see what the stewards think of it. Get the first pro. Oh, that's you, Ollie, in the chat. I just realized. Yes. So sorry, I got your last name right. Let's see if Christian can get that podium. Indeed, Van den Hudding though might have something to say about that. He is all over the back of Christian Stricker here. So Veldman and Chumley kind of biding their time here, but just trying to. I mean, this kind of shows how patient you have to be with these cars. I mentioned this last week. You make one mistake, it's all over. So you cannot afford to make that one mistake and screw it up. It could be a minor mistake, but like Hugo's making minor mistakes, but he's getting away with it because he's still kind of got the pace here. As down the inside goes Van den Hudding, but doesn't get the move done there. And Christian Stricker holds it on, but now gets a very poor exit, and Van den Hutting might feed it round the outside to get P3. They're wheel to wheel going into these middle sectors here. Gets a better right exit here. Onto the marbles goes Christian Stryker, and he's going to lose 2 positions here potentially, because there goes Chumley, the championship leader, trying to find his way around down the inside now as well. So Christian making an error there, and as I said, you make one error, that is it, and Nico Veldman might have a look as well, and here he goes as well. So that's 3 positions lost from 1 mistake from Christian Stryker, but very good racing from all of them. So there you go, my point proven. Unfortunate for Christian, but we know he has the pace. Let's see if Van den Hutting can make way with this, because already he's building a bit of a gap. Let's see if Chumley can hold it as himself. He's going for the undercut now, so he's going to be the one jumping the gun. Now Millos also into the pits for a strategic call here. Van den Hutting, look at the gap already. Veldman has not, or is falling back already. So Van den Hutting seems to have a lot of pace here. Christian might be able to fight this back, but let's see what Chumley can do with this. Gigamonga. Yeah, great defending. It's still great defending, you must say, Aiden, I know. So, let's see though. These two, whoever jumps the gun here, that's going to be it. But let's see. Last week we saw the tires die out for Chumley in the beginning. We know he made the mistake of going in very early, or somebody went in too early, I remember, and was losing out because of it. So, let's see who is going to make the right call here. So, lighter fuel load, of course, so that's going to play in a factor when they push, or when they start pushing. Carson now will jump there. Vindevink, Olive all ahead of Chumley. So let's see where Chumley, we're going to keep an eye on that, where Chumley comes out, see if he has any traffic or not. But in the meantime, yeah, undercut time, I'm thinking. In the meanwhile, Veldman holding onto the back of Van den Hutting in the slipstream. Christian falling a bit off, and Timo is now in the background there, lurking in the shadows, trying to catch up to these guys here, because this is still the fight for the podium. But Chumley is the one jumping the gun. We'll see where he comes out. If that is traffic, then that might be a mistake, because of course that is going to be a major factor because of how difficult, or of the difficulty in which it is to overtake in these cars. So we'll have to see as Van den Hutting climbing the curbs here onto the start finish straight. Or coming up to the start finish straight. He's not going to be going onto the start finish straight, because he's going to be pitting as well, reacting to what Chumley is doing, as is Christian Stryker. So Veldman might have an opportunity here in clear air to gun it, as he is only 3 cents off his best lap time. So see how the lap times are here. Hugo 35.2, 35.3, 35.1 for Tim Novak, as they're all kind of all over each other here. These two fighting it out here. Let's see if Hugo can get a good run onto the back straight here. So I need water from this. I don't have any water though, so we're gonna have to do this without it, so figure this out afterwards. So Davey Bremen into the pits. Christian Stryker, let's see where he comes out. Timo got clear air as well to push, but he's in the 37, so he's 2 seconds down on that last lap from Nico Veldman. So he's not even out of pace from the leaders. So this is anyone's race. One mistake, like I said, and that is game over for any of these guys. So let's see where Hugo is able to come out of now from these corners. Veldman starting to catch up to them even. So this is looking very good. I know he's very good here in Misano, so we'll see what he can do with the pace he's got. Tim Novak though as well seems to have a lot of pace. Hugo as well seems to have a very good amount of pace. Van den Hutting comes out ahead of Christian Stryker. Go down the order here. So Van den Hutting there, right ahead. Christian Stryker, Chumley coming across the line there. Let's see where though. So Stryker behind that. Van den Hutting does keep ahead of Chumley, so just about there, but Chumley might be able to get the move here. So this did not work out the way he wanted it to, but can he get a move done into turn 4? I think it's turn 4 or 5. I'm sorry, I didn't see the corner numbers, but Chumley trying to have a look, but unable to do it. So let's see what he does. 30-second stop and go penalty for Davey Bremen for something. I don't know what's happened there. So that's pretty much his race over. So now, meanwhile, let's go back up the front here to the championship fight here. This is gonna have big implications in the championship, of course. So Crucivar now entering the pits for his stop. You see that number there on the alongside, I think that's the ping. that people have to the server or something. But you see the number one with the orange, that means you have not made your pit stop. That's how many pit stops you are mandated to make. Otherwise you will be disqualified. So these guys are gonna eke out these the tires here. Not want to fall into the traffic, of course. So meanwhile, now Hugo falling back the order. Now he's gonna jump the gun here and go into the pits. So Tim Novak made a bit of a gap there. So let's see what Hugo can do here with the undercut and see how powerful it is. It does seem to be effective, but as Veldman also is coming into the pits as well. So Timo, let's see what Timo does here now. Is he gonna follow them all in? He is not going to, so he's gonna stay out. And Karsten is going to stay out as well, but behind him, Bas Kessel is pushing it as well. I think actually a lap down. So he's actually already made his stop, so these guys have not, so they're gonna have to go in as well. So we'll see where Hugo and Nico come out. But in the meantime, Alex Karsten driving a very good recovery race here. In the meantime, behind some back markers there. We'll see where these guys come out, I think. As we have a fight here, Blindevink and Anton Olive resuming their fight. So let's see who's going to be able to make the move here. I don't think Olive is going to be able to get a move done here, but Blindevink is ahead for the time being. So Tipsy is behind his teammate, so see where Hugo is coming out now. Actually, Tipsy is ahead up in a P8, but still has to make his stop. So we will have to see where this is gonna happen. Let's see what the chat is. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think Van den Hutting and these guys in the back here are in a very good position, but there's a blue flag here for the Porsche, so he moves out of the way there. Veldman and Chumley are just going to resume their fight as well. It does not work out for Excuse me, excuse me for that. For Veldman, I had a yawn coming in. I was trying to hold it, but yeah, because it's early morning for me when I started the stream, or I woke up to start the stream. We're halfway through the race here soon, and yes, I'm enjoying this. So you would think I shouldn't be yawning, but that's just sleep, not boredom. Trust me. So let's see, Karsten into the pits, Olive into the pits, Tim Novak into the pits. Let's see where he comes out. We're gonna keep an eye out this as he can retain his lead ahead of Hugo, who is 4 seconds ahead of Van den Hutting. And Rene Bon, a lap down, is actually into the pits there as well. Let's see, Hugo is coming across the final corner now. That might actually be a potential change in leadership. Let's see where Hugo is going to come out. Is he actually? No, he's behind him still, but just behind him. So that did not work out. So unfortunate for Hugo, but he still does have a shot at this. So let's see now. Tim Novak is still behind. I don't know what will happen here now, but Van den Hutting is behind as well. So I'm thinking that we're gonna see a little bit less going on here, but we're gonna see some going on. We're gonna see some stuff going on here in the back with these guys, Chumley and Veldman still fighting it out. Christian Stryker falling off the back there, so he's lost 4 seconds somewhere, so his pace is starting to fall off a bit, unfortunately. Veldman still all over the back of the championship leader, trying to find his way through. Van den Hutting. Yeah, this is not a blue flag, so this is for position. So Rene still has not made his pit stop, so holding up the back of these guys here. And Van den Hutting trying to find his way through. Let's see how this affects the battle. This is actually going to affect the battle a lot, because Van den Hutting obviously much faster. All these guys are much faster, but Rene not helping Van den Hutting's race out here. Is he going to go into the pits now? No, he's not. So yeah, this might not help him out here. See what Van Hunting can do. We're halfway through now, so from now on, this is it. So the long game has been played. Let's see who's gonna be pushing now or trying to make ways with this. Van Hunting trying to have a look on Rene there for for net P2, I think. No, net P3, I mean. So, oh dear, what happened there? I got a flick. Or I got a flicker there, so something happening there. Check the stream. Everything is okay. So, sorry if that showed up on the screen there. But Van Hunting still not able to get past Rene. Trying to have a look down the inside, though. Is this going to be it? That is potentially going to be it. So, not it, actually. No, he does not get past. But Chumley might actually get past. Van Hunting makes a mistake there. Goes very wide. And now Chumley is up into a net P3. Rene still holding these guys up. Van Hunting trying to have a look on Chumley there. Veldman hanging back, playing it safe. So this is going to put Christian potentially back into the fight. But look at this now. Rene doing the fight here a big, if you want to say favor, but if you want to say problem, as Chumley tries to have a look down the inside of Rene, but doesn't get the move there. I'd say he might end up having to play it safe, but he will want to get past this. Oh, that's what happened there. That is a bit of net code contact, I think. I need to catch my breath. But yeah, Rene, okay, trying to have a look, Chumley, but Van Hunting now trying to have a look. Veldman, now this is it. This is going to be a fight now on our hands. Rene has given us something here. Are they going to go too wide into the corner here? Van Hunting trying to have a look around the outside. Chumley holds the inside, but trying to feed it there. Going to be turning to the inside there for Van Hunting, not able to do it there. Veldman trying to have a look at Van Hunting here as, oh, that's contact there. Oh, both of them off. Is Veldman going to avoid that? Yeah, he is. But Van Hunting is spun around by Chumley, I think, or Chumley, I don't know who did there, but oh my goodness, that is massive disappointment for Van Hunting. In the podium position now, he is out of it as well, falling behind. Timo is a bit of a ways behind, so oh dear. All of this has taken off here. They're all going to lose time here. Let's see if Chumley has any damage. Veldman might take advantage. He does have some, yeah, damage there. I don't see anything on the rear, but Nico's car is looking good, and we've seen how fast he is. Let's see if he can get the move down on Chumley here on the championship leader and fight his way up into this championship fight as well. As down the inside, he defends, or Chumley holding the apex there. Christian holding his own there. Van Hunting is probably going to be fuming with that one after the way that panned out. So let's see if this is going to pan out there, as Karsten has actually got past Timo, I think, in the back there. So Timo has made a mistake. So Karsten driving very well up into P7 as Milos gets another drive through. So all falling apart here for him. The constructors battle is supposed to be going on here as well, so that's not going to help. As Rene finally dives into the pits, but the damage has been done for these guys, or for some of these guys, Van Hunting especially. So let's see what Veldman can do here. He has got a very good run on Sam Chumley here for P3 now, as he kind of holds his own there just to kind of see what he's going to do, suss out the move, and hold his own here, just bide his time. Christian Striker is back in this fight. We have yellows somewhere. That's Pintado into the pits. So, see what Christian Striker, sorry, is able to do here. So, yeah, agreed. Yeah, Christian is probably wide-eyed, a wide-eyes emoji right now for that one. So, this is nail-biting stuff though for Chumley and Veldman. These guys, and even for the fight for the lead here, this is all to play for here. Oops. Back to that camera. Yep. So Christian now wanting a look back at that podium position. Veldman still harassing the rear end of Chumley, who's now in P3, looking to fight the top three in the championship. I believe all three still holding those top three spots. Veldman wants to rain on their parade though, or rain on Chumley's parade here, and disrupt the championship fight, as we are down to 19 drivers here, so very unfortunate. But Christian still trying to find his way through, as we're gonna have another run here onto the straight, or onto the back straight here. See what Nico is able to find here. See if he can maximize his run onto the straight here. But right now, Chumley holding his own, so we'll have to see. I'm gonna try and order a drink for myself from somebody in my family. So, right now, as I look down, thankfully nothing happened there. Veldman's still just holding his own. I mean, you gotta, like I said, you have to play patient. You have to find the position in which you can do it. So, let's see. Sorry about that. I'm hearing yelling downstairs, and it was just off-putting, but it's okay right now. I was kind of watching the fight, and then I was like zoned out though. But I'm gonna try and keep an eye out here, back here, see what's happening. Karsten pulling a gap from Timo, so Timo not really showing or struggling for pace here. He might have a little bit of damage, I think, but also he's just not really in it. But Karsten driving a fantastic recovery here up into P7. Bandit Hutting not able to catch back up, unfortunately. 5 seconds now, and that might be it for his aspirations for the podium. But Veldman is not letting this one go. 35.8 last time out, 35.7 for Chumley. So Chumley's still holding enough lap time in him to defend from this. In the meantime, though, this might be a run here onto the straight. Let's see if he is able to do it. Pulls to the inside, but then thinks better of it. Is he going to actually have a lunge down the inside there? Ooh, that's not the place to do it. And I think Nico realizes it too, so he backs out of it. Because the curves there are very strict. Oh, that's a blue flag. I thought that was Christian because it looked so much like it. Curves there, a little bit bumpy with the sausages on the inside. Or the sleeping policeman, whatever you want to call them. So they're there so that you don't clobber them and try and extend the track limits. As Chumley runs a little bit wide there, that might compromise his exit a bit. Let's see if Nico can handle it or take advantage of it. So, fantastic racing going on, I must say. This has been a gripping one. The fight for the lead as well is still going on. There's going to be back markers playing their way into this, as well as Hugo now having a fantastic run at Tim Novak here for the lead of this race. Is he going to have a look around the outside? No, he's going to think better of it and back off of that. So try and keep an eye on there. I'm just trying to keep as well tabs on this podium battle here. Let's see if Veldman can hold his own there, but unable to do it. In the meantime there, yeah, you can see all in the back, Christian starting to fall off the back of these two, but still in a very strong P5 as he runs a bit wide there onto the sausages there. But Veldman has a very good run now onto the start finish straight here, the pile straight. Unable to do it here though. Let's see if he can get the switch back here. Gets a very good exit out of turn 2 there, but not able to get it there. Chumley positioning his car very brilliantly indeed. So, sorry again, I have to press F3. So, still not able to do it. Veldman just gotta play his, I think he's just gotta play it safe, of course. So. Meanwhile, I need to check to see what we're seeing at Jos Meersman gets disqualified there for, I don't know what that's for. But at the moment, my phone is going off from Reddit because I've been on Reddit a lot for Fanatec. I ordered a new wheel that should be, I ordered it a month ago due to the global pandemic that is happening right now. I have had to wait an extended period of time, which is okay. I did not expect that time would be 2 months because I ordered it a month, or almost over a month ago. It is a Club Sport Formula V2, just the rim, and I am going to be waiting probably a couple more weeks for it, which is really, really frustrating, but oh well. As right now Veldman again trying to have a look down the inside of Chumley, but unable to do it. So As actually he might have a look here again as Chumley gets a little bit wide. Veldman trying to hang it around down the inside here into the double right-hander here. They go wheel to wheel. This might be his opportunity. Has to feed it there, give him the inside line again. Chumley does get a little bit squirrely on the exit here. Van der Hunting is starting to catch back up to these guys now, but Veldman is unable to make the move here. Is going to have a look down the inside. Is Christian Stricker going to have a look down the inside? No. So, still all to play for here. Let's go up to the battle for the lead here. Hugo still harassing Tim Novak. This is not over yet. Let's see if these two are able to find their way into another scuffle here. Hopefully not for their sake, but let's see what these two are able to do with each other, if they are able to do this properly, because Hugo is looking very feisty indeed behind, and Tim is looking like he is not going to be cracking under the pressure yet. So, or at all, I should say. They are both doing absolutely fantastic. 18 seconds up the road of the podium, next podium sitters. So, meanwhile, Taurus and Mills fighting it out for the last positions on track there, unfortunately for them too. But these three still trying to resume their battle. Veldman gets a very good run onto the start finish straight here. Is this going to be the move? I don't think he has enough straight line speed against that McLaren to do it though. But he does seem to be very good in these corners, so the same can be said for Hugo. I mean, these cars usually are not very good in slipstream, so just because of how little aerodynamics, or how little the aero is on them. But now, another look down the inside for Veldman. Still getting a good run here, showing that Chumley is not really comfortable through these corners, and Veldman does get the move done here, finally, for P3. So fantastic racing from him, spotting the errors that Chumley was making, or spotting the weakness that Chumley was having, and takes full advantage of it. But let's see if Chumley is able to hold on to this. So brilliant racing from Nico Veldman, up into P3. So let's see now. Christian might want in on this action as well, or Chumley might want to get retribution for that. Van den Hutting is now starting to catch back up. Let's see if Nico can extend this gap, but right now it doesn't look like he is. So we'll have to see. Karsten is already back up into the podium contention here. So this is absolutely brilliant racing from him, and we still only have 17 minutes to go. So this is still all to play for here. But meanwhile, the Reddit is still showing up here. Some people ordered their wheels like 5 days ago and they're getting it, so that's just yeah, that's just annoying. But anyways, I guess it's because you know, what happened with what's going on in the world, all this, you know, the stock with they were out of stock for a while. They're getting them back in stock. All this kind of stuff is going on. Just a shame, I guess. But yeah, it's also annoying. I didn't realize. I was told I ordered it with the expectation of it coming the 12th of June, because that was the data set, and then it switched to they ended up delaying it, which is very unfortunate. But yeah. But meanwhile, Van den Hutting might come under pressure here behind him from the McLaren of Alexander Karsten, who's looking very fast indeed in that McLaren after contact in the beginning of the race. Unable to avoid it, now is coming back at the field here, driving a fantastic race. But yeah, I think Nico is starting to pull away now. Yeah, the gap is starting to open out a little bit, so he does have the pace. And Christian is still holding on to Chumley here. So Van den Hutting and Karsten are still catching up to them too as well. So the gap is 1 second now, so if Nico can just pull this, he should be in the clear. But speaking of the clear, I think Tim Novak might actually be in the clear, because he's starting to pull away as well from Hugo. So 34.9 last time out though, so Hugo is still lapping fine. And it seems to be faster, but it's just he's starting to catch, it seems, but this is just difficult, I think, for the time being. So, try and get a look at the chat here. Absolutely seems I agree. Yes, a lot of stuff happening, and it is getting very feisty between these guys now. Is the stream quality okay, by the way? I would like to make sure. Should be 720, yeah. I'm gonna take a quick look. Yeah, he made a mistake, I think, somewhere. Yeah, probably went wide or something. So keep an eye out here on the back. Chumley still under pressure there. Karsten giving pressure as well. So Christian Stricker and Alexander Karsten, both the ones giving pressure. Chumley and Van der Hutting under pressure. This is all to play for here, as well as Tim Novak, the race leader, falling a little bit under pressure. Hugo, though, falling back and not able to make the ground up. So 34.8 though, so he's starting to go a little bit faster than previously. So let's see what he can do. 14 minutes to go here. The gap there is actually really small there. Let's see what happens here. Chumley might have gotten a little bit squirrely there, but is able to hold it off at the time being. Let's see what Karsten can do. Van der Hutting trying to hold his own on the racing line there, but Karsten looks to be very quick indeed, all over the back of him now. But let's see who's going to be able to get past first, of course. Okay, so I've been given a drink here. I had to look away, as now Karsten has a look down the inside of Van der Hutting and gets the move done there. So perfect timing. I looked away, but then caught it just in time. My apologies. So Jack Mills has a drive-through penalty there as well, so that is unfortunate. So I'm going to have to open. I have a soda now, so I'm going to do this real quick. So I'm thinking now. I don't know. Oh, well, actually, no, up front. There is now a very small gap. Hugo's starting to put the pressure back on. So, again, this is all to play for still. For the win here. And Veldman very far down the order still, so not really within a fight. First off, they didn't want to put on the tires. Parked there for 6 seconds. But that's weird. So Rene, unfortunately, having some issues. But Hugo now trying to have a look down the inside there of Tim Novak, but unable to do it there as well. Still trying to spot his own point there. But at the moment, Nico is pretty much Charlie. That's an Anglo-Saxon term. My apologies. I can't use that on the stream. It's pretty much taken off. I can't explain it. That's something my family says. We Charlie off. I mean, it basically means something else. But yeah. I'll let you guys figure that one out. But yeah, Chumley. Now, actually, Chumley has been passed. Oh, I missed it. I'm sorry. Christian does get the move done. So Chumley down at a P5. Karsten now on his tail. Van der Hutting back on his tail as well. So, wow. Okay, so this is still not over. So, I'm gonna give a big shout out here to Karsten after falling to the back of the grid like P20 or something. He's up in a P6 and fighting for P5 and even possibly P4. So after a front row start, was looking very good. Made a little bit of contact with the leader of the race at the moment now, Tim Novak, but Chumley still holding on. But let's see what Karsten can do, looking very fast in the sister McLaren here. And of course, while I missed it, or I have missed something very important, it appears that Hugo has retaken the lead from Tim Novak. So again, I'm sorry I'm missing this stuff because we talked about this. I'm talking about getting a co-commentator, but I'm unable to find it at the moment because a lot of people are unable to do it. So meanwhile, in the back here, we still have a fight here. Chumley going wide there, trying to get his way past Christian Stricker. Karsten trying to have a look now as well. Goes a bit wide there. Van der Hutting trying to hold his way into there as well. And I must say that the soda that my brother just gave me tastes absolutely fantastic because it is ice cold and I was very parched. So I know soda's bad for you and all that stuff. I shouldn't be drinking it, I know, but I drink way too much of the stuff. But if you are very parched on a very hot day, if you live in a place like I do in Southern California, where it is very hot, like it's about I don't think any of you are American in the chat, but 96 degrees today. It was 100 yesterday Fahrenheit. I think that's about like 36, 37 degrees Celsius, 38 maybe, which is it's not fun. But so having a nice drink on these days is very, very, very satisfying. Anyways, Carson now trying to still find his way through Chumley here as we approach the last 10 minutes of the race. Tim Novak still not able to make up much ground here on them. Karsten, Chumley, Van Hunting all chasing down Christian Stricker in for P4. But now, let's see, Veldman checked out of this fight, 4 seconds. He's got now over these guys as Christian goes a little bit wide. Karsten tries to have a look as well down the inside. At the moment, though, I'm very impressed with these guys. I've been trying to learn this, of course. I'm gonna kind of go off on a rant here while this is going on. I've been trying to learn the game. I ended up messing up the quali for the endurance race we were doing. I didn't actually get the laps in, it turns out, and I didn't realize that. Like, I mean, I thought they had to be like, I miscalculated it basically. It's hard to explain, but yeah, I ended up running out of time because I didn't realize the timer ended at midnight my time, or the Euro time. I thought it was midnight my time, so I thought I had a little bit of time to keep going, but yeah. I was not impressed with myself, and I felt bad because what's going on here? I think no, we're not. I missed that. So Hugo's still leading now. Got reclaiming the lead. Beltman still holding his own there as the fight is still going here, but I kind of messed up the the quali, but as I said, but yeah, I have to learn the tracks. I'm kind of struggling, especially because F1 2020 is out. I'm trying to learn that game, figure stuff out, you know, different handling, different setups, all that stuff. So just gonna be patient with myself for that. But meanwhile, Christian still holding his own, and I'm learning from watching these guys, seeing how they handle. They kind of drive smoothly. They kind of just keep it clean. Don't take the risks. But if you see the opportunity, it will arise as Karsten hangs it down the inside of Chumley, trying to have a look there. But now it's going to turn to the outside. Chumley's going to hold it there. Going to have to give him that corner. Van Hunting now might have a run at him for three of these guys here. Christian getting a little bit of a gap here, so this is playing into his hands. Chumley's got damage on the side there from the contact he's been getting made with. And now Karsten tries to have a look down the inside, doesn't get anything there. So might have to get the exit here as Chumley runs a bit wide. Karsten now gets a very good exit and gets ahead of him before the braking. So very good job to him, up into P5 now. And let's see if he can take P4 off of Christian Stricker, because he looks very rapid here as well, both in quali and in race. But Van Hunting still sitting in the back there. Timo way off the back of this. I think he's kind of just conserving, waiting to see if something happens, which is a very smart move, technically. See up front here, these two still fighting it out here. Novak trying to reclaim the lead he lost on Hugo, but unable to get anything with it. So in the meantime, I'm thinking Karsten doesn't seem to be making a ton of gains right now, but let's see what he can do. Christian might turn the wick up for the last 5 minutes, so we're gonna get a few more laps here of Misano. A very fun circuit here from what I'm seeing, and has brought us a very, very exciting race. Yeah, we're in Kailami. Kailami will be a pretty good one, I think, as well. Very wide track, I know. So plenty of opportunities there. I believe we're in Zandvoort after that. I don't think we're gonna see much there. I'm sorry. Oh dear, that's very deep for Light Cruiser. Punts Chumley off the road, so that's gonna hamper both of them. That's gonna be a bit of damage there for Van Hunting's front end plate, or the front bumper of his car. So, and probably some rear diffuser damage, yeah, for Chumley there. So Karsten now pressurizing Christian Stricker. So see who's gonna come out on top of this battle. Karsten though looking absolutely rapid right now. Might even be able to catch up to Nico if this goes down, or if this goes to the end. Karsten is on an absolute Chad run. Absolutely, I'm very impressed with his driving right now. Taking advantage of anything he sees. Having a very poor lap 1, of course, through no fault of his own, and from what I saw, of course I could be wrong, but could have been just like a racing incident, but still not really his fault there, as now he is making his way past, trying to get his way down the inside of Christian Stricker, trying to get a move done here. Gets a bit compromised there, a little bit of a half send there, does put him off the line, but showing he does have the cornering speed here. Can he get a run onto the straight now, though, as Christian turns in, claims his corner? But they go a bit wide there, these guys, so let's see. But Karsten does have a good run here on the Audi, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it in that McLaren. So let's see. 4 minutes to go here. Running a little bit out of time, so maybe that was a bit of a desperate move, which contradicted what I said. He's just supposed to be biding his time. He is sort of biding his time. But here he goes again. Tries to have a look there. Christian defends it there. On the inside, has to back off there. So very aggressive, but very fair and good racing between all these guys here. So this is absolutely epic stuff here. This has been an absolute treat to commentate today. And now Chumley still holding his own, as now tries to go back down the inside on Karsten, and reclaim that P5, and he does reclaim it there. Van den Hutting now might have a look there, punts into the back of him a bit. But now Karsten has a look down the inside. What is going on here? These guys are going right at it with the last 3 minutes of the race. Now they might go 3 wide. Van den Hutting gets a good run here. Chumley gets a bit compromised. They have to slot behind him there, and Karsten gets the move down. Van den Hutting might have a look down the inside here as well. As here he goes now for the double right-hander there. Chumley holds his own. And there is the move back for Karsten. So swapping positions there. These guys. So it is all taking off there. In the back, in the front, here's Tim Novak still unable to do anything. Karsten now trying to have another round or another run back at Christian Stricker. So let's see if he can do it here down the inside. No, he doesn't go there, but let's see the run he can get on the Audi driver here. He's got a pretty good one here, but I don't know if this is enough straight line speed to do so here. He's in the slipstream now, but not able to get it here. So let's see how his run through the corners is. Gonna have to maximize his corner exit speed here and his run through it as he gets a better line there. Christian gets a little bit compromised there, but unable to carry enough speed because he runs up to the back of him. So 8 seconds now between them and Veldman. So he is checked out there. There's gonna be a bit of contact here. Yeah, there is, but nothing bad enough, thankfully. Not gonna help Karsten though. You can see that how was it dinged up his car is looking, and all these guys are all racing very hard. So I think the next time around, or the next, after this one, the next time around will probably be the last lap for these guys. So we're gonna keep an eye out on this. I think Tim Novak is kind of starting to fall back now, but let's see what's gonna happen here. This is gonna go down to the wire, I think. So, and in the back as well, somebody we haven't been watching, Tipsy, making his way back up to the back of Bas Kessel. So I'm gonna keep an eye and see if he can get that, but this is the fight to watch out for here. Yeah, I'm gonna see where these guys are real quick. So Hugo crosses the line now. The next time around will probably be the last lap. So Chumley now having a bit of a wide line there, trying to hold it from Van den Hutting. Van den Hutting holding his own. Karsten getting a poor exit now. Chumley trying to find his way through. And Christian getting away a bit now. This is going to help him. That might be bad news, so I'm pretty sure, yeah, this next time around is going to be it. So when the leader starts, yeah, this is it. This is the last lap for these guys. Because, or I think, yeah, the flag is going to be waved after, I think. So let's see who's going to come out on top of this absolutely epic battle for P4. And Karsten has a look down on the outside of Christian to put him offline, but unable to do anything with it. But these four still very close to each other. And Chumley holding his own now, trying to keep P6 and keep his championship aspirations alive. But Van den Hutting is not going to be one to care about that. He's going to try and have a look around the outside. Chumley defends it and holds his own there. But Van den Hutting might get a better exit here as Christian runs very wide. Karsten going to have a look, but not able to do it there. Holds his own, does Christian Stricker in the Audi. Very good job from him. But let's see now if Alex Karsten can get a run down there. But Chumley as well. Let's see what he can do, if he can get the move back on Karsten. We're gonna have, I think that's the end. Is this the end? That is the end of the race there. And Hugo crosses the line to win in Misano for Ferrari. So that is going to sit well with the team. Tim Novak finishes P2 after gaining gaining the lead, losing the lead, and fighting to the last minute there, doing a fantastic job there. And I believe that is going to be him taking the lead of the championship. Nico Veldman choosing his time, biting it correctly, and finishes P3. Very well deserved for him. Marius Torres crosses the line there. Look at the fight here to the line. Karsten Stricker made a mistake. Karsten gets it. Chumley gets it. And Van den Hutting gets it. Who gets there? So that's P4 for Karsten. Chumley gets P5. Christian Stricker makes it, but messes it up at the last minute. And Van den Hutting gets P7. So he loses 2 positions. Timo gets P8. So what a photo finish there, and I missed it, and I'm so upset about that. Antoine Olive finishes P8. Pedro Costa is going to finish P9 here. Blindevink P10. Bas Kessel does keep ahead of Tipsy. And Tim Crucivar is going to finish P13. And the others have crossed the line there. So, what a finish, guys. I didn't see what happened to Christian there. Oh, he pulled an ollie. What did I say about pressure? I hear screaming. Oh my goodness. Poor Christian. So, unfortunate for him as Crucivar runs wide there to finish off the race. So, I wonder what happened to Tipsy there. Did he run out of fuel? He's run out of fuel. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it seems as though Mr. Damien has run out of fuel, unfortunately. That's unfortunate. Tipsy, we need you to stop the car on track. We have lost the engine. We've lost the engine. So that's unfortunate for him. But that is our race. And what a race we got here in Misano. So that is unfortunate for Tipsy. But now we will do our interviews. So I am absolutely tired from that race. So let's see. Anyways, now it's time to get a let's see, let's get the interviews going here. Okay. So, I'm going to ask around and do that. So, stay tuned. Yeah, I'm seeing the chat here. I'm gonna get our top 3. And I actually want to talk to Alexander Karsten. Ah, okay. So Hugo's not going to come interview. But let's see. I will have Mr. Veldman try and come in. I will try and get.
Hello.
Ah, there he is. Hello, Nico. You have done absolutely fantastic today.
Thank you.
That was very well fought. That fight between all of you guys was
No,
absolutely
that was amazing. I'm
incredible.
sweating.
Yeah,
Man.
I could tell. I
It
was
was an
sweating
amazing
watching
fight.
it. Yeah, all 5 of you, or all 4 of you, and then Alex Karsten coming in at the end there. That was insane. The fighting was fantastic. The racing was fantastic. The patience you showed and the maturity you guys all showed was absolutely top notch. And congratulations, you thoroughly enjoyed that.
Thank you. Although I'm pretty sad that Tipsy ran out of fuel at the end.
Yeah, I saw that. I couldn't believe
Oh
it.
man.
Oh man, it was an engine failure, I suppose, but
Yeah. Very sad.
yeah, but
Yeah, but it was a good race.
I think you showed pretty much. I think you've gained a lot in the championship as well with that. I think you showed really good pace. You showed very good racecraft and everything. So congratulations to you. How was it fight? How was the fights in general with you going?
Wait, what do you mean?
The fighting through the field, like the fighting within the field, were there? How was it like just fighting through there?
Well, we weren't really fighting too much at the beginning because me, Chumley, and Christian were all in general chat 1 in the same voice call. So we were just talking with each other the entire race, and I was just following them. And because I was in the voice chat, I definitely wasn't gonna go for like stupid moves. But at some point I was like, hey, I feel like I'm faster than you. And he was like, well, you're gonna have to take it. So and then we both like all four of us, we at some point did our pit stops, and Chumley went in first, and then Christian and Van den Hudding as well later. And I thought I could maybe close up with my with the pace that I had, but then coming out of the pits, I came out right beside Chumley, which was which was very exciting.
Yeah, I saw. I caught
But
a glimpse of it. Yeah, because like because all of you guys kind of were trying to work around with the strategy, and it was really impressive. So
mhm,
I thought that was gonna end the battle, but all it did was make it even more exciting. So
yeah,
yeah, very impressive stuff from you today. So I will leave you to it, and you enjoy the champagne and the fireworks because
thank you.
you are the lion of Misano today.
No, I
So
think Hugo is the line of Misano
yeah,
because he
Hugo
won the
is
race.
the
So
lion. Yes,
Novak was also pretty fucking
Nova.
fast. They were
Uh,
just a different class.
yeah, they
Like
were
those two at
insane.
the end of the race, they've been like 20 seconds in front of me the entire time I was in front of Chumley.
Yeah,
When I
but
was driving my own pace, they were constantly at least 18 or 19 seconds in front of me.
yeah, they were very good. But I mean, you were also very good as well. Once you got ahead of that group, you were gone, and that kind of showed how much pace you had. So still, like I said, fantastic. But
Now,
I will.
like in qualifying, I was already pretty surprised that I did like, was it a 34? No, I don't really remember what time it was, but it was a pretty good time. I was pretty surprised actually because in practice I was P13, and then at the end of quali I was P6. So I am pretty happy with that.
That's quite good though. Then I am. I mean, I was impressed by everyone pretty much today. A lot of people impressed me. A lot of people might have made some mistakes, but it was a great job from you today. So congratulations. I will leave you be, and I'll put you
Thank
back
you.
into general. And yeah, enjoy that. And
All
thank you
right,
for
thank
talking.
you.
So who else do I have? I don't think anyone else is coming for interviews. Well, we're gonna do one more interview. Uh, let's try and get Alexander here. Unless he doesn't want to, but we're gonna keep an eye out on it. Oh, he's messaging. So, let's try and see this. Ah, he can't join. Or wait. So, let's see. Okay, there it is. Alright, there we go. Hello, Alexander.
Hello.
Great job today from you. Your pace in the beginning, your pace in qualifying was fantastic, I saw. And that was a great quali lap, just barely off of Hugo, who was who's a very fast driver. So by almost matching him, that is a very good quali lap. But that was unfortunate lap when I saw I managed to get it on there. Just an unfortunate situation I saw with you. But you managed to fight your way through. How did that go for you?
Yeah, well, going into lap 1, I had a pretty good start. I actually got into P1 coming into turn 6, so the left-hander. Novak was on the inside, but I turned in too much. So that was the thing that happened. That was definitely on me. But after that, I think I dropped back to around P20. And yeah, well, the charge just started. I mean, there were a lot of quite easy pickups because, I mean, there are a bunch of groups in the beginning of the race and people are not having the best exits out of the corners. So in the beginning, there were some pretty easy moves and I actually got pretty quickly back into P10. After that, it was, I mean, just driving your own pace. At some point, I was behind Timo Brown, and I think I followed him for like 8 or 10 laps, maybe. And when he jumped into the pits, I also went to the pits and actually got a little closer behind him. Well, after a while, I overtook him, and I'm very bad with names, so I don't remember everybody's
okay,
name.
don't worry.
But the three guys for P4, I think it was Veldman, Strecker, and Chomley. They were fighting. So when I was battling with Van den Hudding, we were able to catch up to the group actually pretty fast. And I mean, at one point we were lapping like 2 seconds faster just because they were battling. And eventually we connected to the group, and I mean, yeah, you saw it yourself. The last few laps were pretty intense to drive, not gonna lie.
Yeah, but you were I mean, you showed like what is it? You were very collected for the most part. I saw, because it's easy to just kind of just give up and just go for it and then cause something bad to happen. But all of you guys, I mentioned just now earlier that you guys all showed very very good was it patience in the fight, because it's so hard to overtake with these. But also the fact that you had already come from so far back and then to be already in that fight shows how fast you actually were today. So
yeah, no, there was definitely, the racing was definitely fair. It was hard, it has to be said, but it was definitely fair.
absolutely.
And in the end, I mean, like the last lap or like the last 2 corners, I got actually surprisingly close to Strecker because he was driving, in my opinion, maybe a little too carefully. I think he could have gone faster. And I actually, going into the last corner, I actually did a little fake to pretend I was going to the inside and then quickly swapped back, but I think I just shocked him. And I was able to overtake him for P4 last corner. It was yeah, it was very fun to drive. Actually, I actually think I had more fun this way than if the incident wouldn't have happened on lap 1.
I think it's always fun to fight through the field. I mean, usually sometimes you don't want to be in that position, of course, because of the because
of the pressure.
Yeah, the pressure, and like
Definitely.
also in case something happens, and you think, oh, if I wasn't in that position, I wouldn't have had to be behind this person, and this would never have happened. But I mean, it gives you a good chance to assess how good you are driving, how it gives you an idea of how fast you are compared to the field. So, and I mean, you were absolutely rapid. So, congratulations to you. I will let you be now, or I will let you enjoy that. So, and enjoy your night.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
for
you
joining
too,
me.
man.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So, disconnect you here. Goodbye. And yeah, that is our stream for today. So, I I think I needed to rest up after that one, but hopefully you guys watching absolutely enjoyed that one too, because that is probably one of the best races I've commentated for ACC or in general for any sim race for F1 or this. So I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. So thank you all for watching. Thank you to EGL for hosting this with me, or for letting me host this. Be sure to like the stream, comment, any suggestions or anything. If you want to join, the Discords are in the description. And if you want to check out any of the VODs and everything, check out the channel. next week, as I mentioned, I will pull up the calendar. We are now halfway through Season 2 of Assetto Corsa Competizione here. We are going to go to South Africa next, in Kailami, and commence the second half of our season there for round 6. And then after that, we will be, as I mentioned before, Zandvoort, then to Spa, then for Australia for Mount Panorama and Bathurst, and Suzuka to cap off our season in August. So, if you guys are enjoying this, be sure to tune in then every Monday until then for ACC. Be sure to like, comment, and all that again, and be sure to tune in for that. We are going to be starting F1 2020 as well soon, so SLR and 2S will both be running streams for those respectively. So thank you all very much for watching. I am It's Triton once again, and I will see you all on next Monday. Thank you.